All right, question number 3. One dark and stormy night, Mrs. Cartwright watched a movie. She watched 1/4 of the movie before popping popcorn and 2/3 of the movie after popping the popcorn when the power went out. What fraction of the movie had she watched before the power went out? So again, I'm making my window pane, and I'll shoot my camera over in just a minute, but I want to think about my question. It says, what fraction of the movie had she watched before the power went out? So I can turn that around and say, she watched blank fraction of movie. And the pieces of information that I want are 1/4 before the movie and 2/3 after the movie. So on your paper, hopefully you have this information. And so if we want to know how much before the power went out, we're going to be combining. So I'm going to draw 2 quick pictures. Remember, making 2 unit bars equal in size makes it easier for putting them together and renaming purposes. I'm going to cut this first one into 4 equal pieces. And I'm going to cut my next one into 3 equal pieces. I need to shade in 1/4 to represent 1/4 and 2/3. And I'm going to write my little fraction amounts up here. Makes it very quick and easy to estimate. So we want to estimate because remember, estimation helps us figure out if our answer is reasonable. So when I'm estimating 1/4, I think about, is that closest to 0? Is it closest to half or closest to 1? So actually you can go 2 ways here, boys and girls. You could say that's closer to 0, and you could say this is on its way to being a whole, and you could get 1 whole as an answer. Or some of you might see this as, this is closer to half. This is pretty close to half, and that will give me 2 halves. Again, 2/2 is another name for 1 whole. Either way, my answer will probably be on its way to being a whole. Now I'm going to rewrite my fractions. 1/4 plus 2/3. So for this fraction amount, I can't count by 4s and get to 3, and I can't count by 3s and get to 4. So what I need to think about doing is finding common denominators for both. So in the space that is provided down here at the bottom, I'm going to make an equivalent fraction table for 1/4. I'm going to make an equivalent fraction table for 2/3. And I'm going to be searching for common denominators. So if I have the fraction 1/4, I can count by 1s on the top, and I can count by 4s on the bottom. And if I go back and I look at 2/3, I can count by 2s on the top, and I can count by 3s on the bottom. And as I quickly go back and look at my pieces of information, I have 3/12 and I have 8/12. So I'm going to need to rewrite both of these fraction names here. So another name for 1/4 is 3/12, and another name for 2/3 is 8/12. Now that I have common denominators, I can quickly put these 2 fractions together So 3/12 plus 8/12 is 11/12. And is 11/12 close to our estimated answer of 1 whole? It is. So she watched 11/12 of the movie.